How's it going? It's Bo here, and I'm doing this at night. I haven't done one of these at night in a while. I think the last one I did was during the day underneath the palm tree, and so this is interesting because I guess if I move here, I got this little dot of light that pops up on my face. If I move here, the dot of light pops up right there. So we'll just kind of figure that out. Let's see if we can adjust maybe ever so slightly. At least that way it's out of my face. Yeah. So I'm doing a kind of a mailbag from the Country Squire, as well as some fun things from my recent trip to Jackson. I was in Jackson, Mississippi for Thanksgiving, and while I was there, of course, whenever I go back into town for to visit the fam on for Thanksgiving and everything, always stop by the Country Squire to see John David for like 5 seconds. We've got a nice little tradition where I pop in. He's locked himself away in his office. It's great because I walked in and JD, not John David, but JD that works for him, was at the counter. I said, "Hey, is John David in?" And he looked at me and goes, "Well, he is, and he isn't." And I said, you can. It's me. Like he'll see me. It'll be all right. But I told him I was like I just wanted to go in real quick, and so I snuck back into his office, and he was on his headphones, and so like I said, we got this tradition we started 2 years ago where I pop in. Visit him from Houston. I give him a bottle of Boodles, and he tends to gift me with a nice cigar. And anyway, so I go in. He's at his desk. He's hunched over. He's working hard and everything else. And I just place the bottle of Boodles, like how when you're working, you got your arm like this and everything, and I place it like right here, and he's got his headphones on, so he doesn't hear me. He doesn't even hear anybody come in, and he looks up at me with the strangest mixture of like, you can tell. Like the expression on his face before he realizes it's me, you can tell he's irritated that he got interrupted, but he's conflicted because he got interrupted with a bottle of Boodles, and then he sees me, and he's kind of like relieved, overjoyed, and also just like you could tell kind of a little tense because he's in the middle of. I mean, it was crazy. They had so much business going on. It was insane. But anyway, he gave me a big hug and. Anyway, gave him the bottle of Boodles and I was there not I did not actually I guess it becomes a tradition because he gave me a cigar this year. But the main reason I was going was also I wanted to pick up some of these. So when we were in Vegas, we went to Casa Fuente. They've got a location there in Caesars. And at that location, they've got some cigars that are exclusive to Caesars. I don't know if that's going to come through okay with this absolutely terrible yeah, lighting that we've got and everything else. But I picked these up when we were in Vegas, and I didn't really have a means of transporting anything, which was kind of a problem throughout the Vegas trip. But John David said he'd hang on to them, and that way I could come pick them up for Thanksgiving. And so that's what we did. And had I not been going through all the dental stuff at the time, I would have probably actually smoked them on Thanksgiving. And I would be smoking them tonight, except I'm going to be smoking something else, which is this other gift that he gave me. So this is interesting. I've not seen this before. And again, I am going to try to read this in the dark. It's Miss Hatchet cigar. Y'all seen this? Look at this. There's like a zombie lady eating a rabbit. Now, I mean, I'm not a cigar guy. I mean, I enjoy cigars. I'm not a cigar guy, but I feel like, and then there's like a Voodoo XX in the back. The branding is interesting to me, to say the least. I would not have expected a zombie eating a rabbit on a cigar. You know what I mean? Anyway, he got these in. He gave me one, and he wanted me to try it and let him know what I thought. I don't know if y'all have ever had that. Let's see. Hey guys, I'm seeing a lot of y'all. Thank y'all so much for popping in. Mark, I'm about to actually be opening your gift. Oh, okay. Very nice. Let's see. Yes, Miss Hatchet. It's a tradition for them, usually Halloween release. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, that's helpful to put into context because I was like, that's a bold choice. That is a bold choice. Let me see if I can. Normally, I actually keep the wrapper on while I'm smoking a cigar, but I got to tell you, I don't feel I'm not really wanting to do that with this for two reasons. One is I can't vibe with it's just too gross for me. Like I don't want to see this crazy zombie lady while I'm trying to smoke this cigar. But the other reason is because of the way that the sticker is, the wrapper is, her head's just like popping out the side and everything. I don't like that unevenness. I don't mind a little bit if it's, got a little texture to it, but when it's that much kind of jacked, especially towards your mouth, it's not my preference. Ooh, but I tell you what, this is on here tight. I might just have to live with it. Yeah, I might have to live with it. All right, well, it is what it is. Let me get this clip. So, y'all, I got a couple of different gifts we'll be going through. So this obviously was from John David. And I'm going to be talking about, oh man, my cigar cutter is dull. Sorry, language. Okay. Okay. Got to talk about this as well. I always gotta like kind of wet the cigar before lighting it. Like I'm not, look, y'all know me. I'm not a cigar guy. I don't know jack about cigars. I don't even go for the fancy, punch. I end up going for the, all the way down. Um, but I tell you something that I am, which is I'm a bourbon guy. And while I was in Jackson, now this is another tradition that I do every single year around Thanksgiving. Is when I go home, my brothers and my sister, and occasionally my brother-in-law, we will all go Blanton's hunting. And so we will pop into some of these stores that typically, like if they get Blanton's, they don't necessarily go as fast because it's Jackson, Mississippi. And so there's not as big, there is a crowd now that there wasn't before, but it used to be in Jackson, you could get a bottle of Blanton's from time to time fairly easily. You just had to know where to look. Well, this year, we were at the package store, as you've heard us refer to it on the podcast. We were at the package store, and we got. I was there with my sister, and I was there getting the boodles for John David. But she walks down the aisle, and she sees like there's like a hole like in the shelf. You understand what I'm saying? Like they had a hole like the big shelf of bourbon, and there's like one spot that's empty. She reaches her hand in, almost like she's reaching into a secret compartment in the wall, and pulls out a bottle of Blanton's. It only one. So I'm like, tuck it under your arm, tuck it under your arm. Let's not everybody freak out. Like, we got it. So we get, we go, we check out and everything else. And they're like, oh, we didn't even know we had this and all that kind of stuff. Like, okay, interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was super stoked. I was like, yes, like first try. This is great. So we get the Blantons. I like Blantons. Is it worth the price? Look, the exclusivity makes it really fun to hunt down. I mean, there's just no denying that. So yeah, why not? But anyway, so we get the bottle of Blanton's and everything, and I realized the next day, like I guess the next day was Thanksgiving, but then the day after that, Black Friday, we go, and I go back with my wife, and sure enough, in the hole in the wall, they had another bottle of Blanton's. So what they were doing was they were drip feeding single bottles at a time, not making a big deal out of it, not promoting it or anything like that, and you had to know where to look to get it. And so it was like right in the back, right where they could kind of watch it in the office and everything else. So I went back the next day, I got a second bottle. So anyway, I was like, that's what you need. You got one to drink, and then one to save for a special occasion. So, all right. Before I move any further, let's see, Andrew. Yeah, Love Blanton's here in New Jersey. It's super hard to find. Usually, when you do, you see it. The price is stupid versus normal retail. Yeah, no, it's it's the esoteric of bourbon, right? Like that's just kind of part of it. I wish I knew. See, Isaac's saying you were in Vegas last year. Next time, you got to look out for him. Let's see. All right, and Andre Tessier just finished getting all my horses. These horses? These horses? I can see those horses. All right, so y'all, I've only lit a cigar with the Bic lighter. I've never used one of these before, but I've seen people do it. You torch it like this first, right? Isn't that the thing? Did I do it right? All right. Oh yeah. Oh, very nice. I like that, man. It's been a minute since I've been able to enjoy a good cigar. I'm glad we did our humidor episode because you know, especially getting these bad boys in, I wanted to make sure I was able to take good care of them so that I could put them away for a bit of a special occasion. But it's a special occasion. We're opening up some gifts here. So first things first. Especially since Mark's on the live stream. Mark, man, brother, you've always been so very kind to us since the beginning of the show, like the earliest days of the show. Always showing us a lot of love. The pipe you gave me last year, it really has become my favorite pipe. Like it has just been one of my absolute all time favorites. I think that was last year. I think that was last year. Maybe it was 2 years, but the Christmas pipe you gave me was beautiful. Mark Meavy, writing in. It says, John, David, and Bo. Howdy, y'all. I've been, sorry, we got a little wind blowing us here. Hope this package finds you both well. I knew there was no way I could outdo the Ardor, yes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Or a beaver rusticated Glen. That's right. You got to remember, Mark also hooked us up with an official Glen pipe. It has a place of prominence in my pipe collection. He says, so I had to do even higher end. Only the best for the best. This is a new crochet finish from Dunhill. All right, y'all. Here's what we got. So I got a package that looked like this. Look at this beautiful crochet pipe holder. All right. Isn't that great? And when you pull it out, this is adorable, y'all. It's a little crochet pipe. Look at that. Oh, man. Look at that. Mark, did you sew this yourself? This is adorable. No, this is awesome. This is so cool. I've had this up on my desk, on my bookshelf since I got it in. And I think it's just great. I've got all these gorgeous high-end pipes up on my bookshelf in my office. And then now I got the little crochet pipe right next to it. It's just so cute, man. I think this is great. He says, obviously I'm joking, but when I saw these, I knew exactly who I was getting them for. A gentleman by the name of Eric Ritchie from one of those newfangled Facebook groups, or more specific, his daughter, I believe, quote unquote, carved these. I brought one of each of I bought one for each of us because I know our kids would probably get a kick out of them. Now they can smoke with daddy. Anyway, have a wonderful Christmas season. Love to you both and your families. Hope to see you soon. And of course, that's our good friend Mark VV. Mark, man, unfortunately, I think my kids have outgrown the crochet pipe, but my goodness, I think it's adorable. I'm gonna enjoy it. So thank you, brother, and Merry Christmas to you. Mm. Mm. I just realized this is a truly a holiday episode of country or of the little whatever this is, the videos, because I'm smoking a Halloween cigar that I got for Thanksgiving as I'm opening up Christmas gifts. We got all the holidays covered right there. Love it. All right. Y'all, this next one I'm very excited about. So this comes from a fairly prolific, as I understand it, Instagrammer. Now, I'm fairly new to the Instagram. I am on Instagram. I've been off of Twitter for about a year. I came back briefly when we were promoting Pirate's Daughter, which unfortunately did not get funded. That's okay. But anyway, I came back for like 5 seconds on that. But I'm about to get totally off of it again and just tell everybody, hey, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. Incognito, right? That's the Instagram handle. Anyway, so I'm still I don't know the Instagram pipe world in the same way that John David wasn't, but he was kind of giving me a heads up about this guy. So this is from Neil Osborne. He says, Dear JD and Bo, I'm a longtime listener to the podcast and a friend of the Squire. I recently had the opportunity to acquire a rare challenge coin. Okay, so from Urban EDC Supply. I collect EDC coins, and some, like this one, are rare and hard to get because they are limited edition runs. Guys collect them similar to pipes, any hobby centric knickknack, that sort of thing. He says, with that in mind, there was a recent drop of a pirate coin by Erling EDC. It is called the Seven Seas coin and handmade from antique brass. My goodness. I love it because it is a pirate skeleton smoking a pipe. It reminds me of the recent series you guys have done. Let's see. You guys have done on pirates. When I saw it available, I quickly grabbed three total, and luckily I was successful on the checkout. I offer a coin to each of you as a whimsical token of appreciation for all you do. And this is from Neil Osborne. Neil, I'm giddy about this. This is so cool. All right, so I haven't actually opened it yet. I did. Full disclosure, as I mentioned, I did open Mark's when I first got it in, but this I've not. And part of the reason is because it came in a sealed package. Very cool sealed package. You can see it's got kind of an anchor compass logo on it. Uh, it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, well, man, it's a collector's item. Is it okay that I open it? But like, I really want to see it, so I'm assuming it's okay. In some collecting communities, they don't want you to open the packaging, but I gotta believe, based on everything he said, that this is all right. I do have a very few collector coins. I don't collect coins myself, like in any kind of major capacity, but I do have some. One of my most prized and is in kind of a place of prominence in my office is a coin that was released when the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum opened up. They did a coin for, I think, the first like opening day or something of that nature, and I was on the press junket for that and was given one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's very tightly packaged. First thing I pulled out, it's got a sticker, a awesome sticker. Like that thing is epic. That's very cool. All right, and then the actual coin itself is actually really in here. Wow. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is great. It comes in a. So it comes. I'm sorry. I'm like looking at it. It comes in a plastic container. It does look like it does open, so you can take it out, but also put it in for clean storage as well. Oh man. Okay. I really want to like examine this with a lot more light, but I tell you what, y'all will be able to see it. I think with the glare. Look at that. Look at that. So you've got the pirate skull with like the hat smoking a pipe. Looks to be like some, yeah, with like kraken legs kind of wrapped around it. Yo, that is awesome. Yo, that is so cool. And then on the back, it has kind of an anchor, similar, but instead of a compass, it's got the kind of the helm with some chains around it as well. I mean, that is the background of it has kind of like a wooden texture. I don't think that's coming through on the thing, but this, my goodness, that is just so cool. So cool. Neil, thank you so much if you're watching this. Obviously, we'll mention a lot, all of this on an upcoming podcast. But I've always enjoyed kind of opening up stuff on the YouTube. But yeah, let's see. I think for right now, that's what I got. I think that's what I got. So yeah, so some cigars, enjoying some Lucky Blanton's, a beautiful crochet pipe from Mark VV, and an amazing collectible from Neil. So y'all, this is absolutely incredible. Thank y'all so much for that. Hope y'all are having a good night. Let me see some of the comments coming through. I've been trying to kind of keep an eye out. Oh man. As y'all also educate me, so I actually know what I'm talking about, which I always greatly appreciate. Let's see, Andre. You know what? What I would just recommend doing is just send it to the shop. If you go to Country Squire or the Country Squire Online .com, the mailing address is there. Most everybody, when they send in stuff to the show, they just send it directly to the shop. John David, collects them, and then he kind of does a quarterly a package to me with just whatever anybody sent, as well as some stuff between the two of us. And allegedly, back before in previous years, before we were doing the what we did this year, where kind of we met up, he would he would Allegedly, there was a transfer of some brown water. Allegedly. Mm. Woo! I'll tell you what. Oh man, Blanton's and a good cigar, some gifts with some friends. I tell you what, this is. I need a little bit of a good night. I needed a good night. It's been a good day, but it's nice to have a good night here. So speaking of pirates, what do you think of the music of Ailstorm? If you don't know who they are not safe for work. It's considered pirate metal. Okay, Andre, did you send that to me? Because I know that actually one of our listeners did shoot me an email with some of their music, and I'd seen them before because I had actually researched, some of the, pirate music and that sort of thing. And I know that in pirate festivals too. I think they pop up from time to time as well. Um, but I got to tell you, I'm a lot more into like more traditional classic sea shanties and the like. There was when we were living in Jackson for the St. Patrick, not St. Patrick's Day, Celtic Fest. They would have a sea shanty group. I forgot what they were called, but they would come and they would actually lead these giant kind of choruses of sea shanties, and it was really really cool. So I love that. I also love. Uh, I really got a kick kind of researching and looking into like contemporary songs done in a sea shanty format. Shanty, not shanty. Shanty is a singer. A sea shanty format. And it was interesting. Like, for example, there's one dude on YouTube, I forget his name, but he'll take like pop songs and then turn them into sea shanties. And like he did one that was like "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" from Britney Spears, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if there'd be a way to like work like a tweaked version of that into an episode of The Pirate's Daughter. Because it just be kind of cool if that was the case. But anyway, so no, I'm not as familiar with this. Hurdy, or oh goodness, what's her name? There's a hurdy gurdy player. I think Patty Gurdy. Patty Gurdy. She doesn't do. I mean, she does do some sea shanties, but she does a lot of hurdy gurdy songs. She did some covers, but she also does her original stuff. She's fantastic. So if you're looking for piratey music, that's more the genre that I kind of tend to prefer from that standpoint. But yeah, no, I'm all about pirate or pirate adjacent from that standpoint. Talk about John David getting lazy. No, he's not getting lazy. He's definitely getting lazy. What y'all talking about? Let's see. On Oculus and Ragnarok. Wait, what? I don't know about that. I need to get me an Oculus. I need to get some sort of VR at some point. And that'd be cool. Well, yeah, we all. I think that's probably about where I'm about to cut it off. I'm going to be kicking back, enjoying a little bit of music myself, and sipping on this Blanton's and puffing on this cigar. Let's see, Hildegrad von Blingen. Blingen. This is not sea shanty stuff, but she takes stuff, pop stuff, and does Oh, you know what? I think I don't know if that's. I know of a channel that does that. That is really really good. Like they do like again pop songs, but like a Renaissance cover. Um, and yeah, so that was a lot of times what I'll do is when I'm working on a story, I'll create a playlist, and I actually had two playlists for the Pirate's Daughter. One was kind of more uh, contemporary that kind of spoke to the themes of what I was trying to kind of touch on with the different characters. But then one was more like in universe, trying to get more in the mindset of like, what the texture of the world would be. And I remember I got a bunch of those Renaissance ones, but I don't know if it was them or not. I'll have to check them out and see. But those are pretty cool. Those are real cool. By the way, Mark and everybody else who did, thank y'all so much for being willing to support that project. I'm a little disappointed, obviously, that we're not going to be able to move forward with it right now, but at the same time, it'll probably live on in some capacity in the future. We created a lot for it, and one of the things that I had in mind with that was creating, you know, creating things that could exist in other formats. So, for example, if the audio drama didn't work, and later on down the line, there was opportunity to turn it more into a novel, or a series of a different media, then it'd be ready to go. And honestly, it's packaged and ready to go in a lot of different formats. And so, uh, it's a big series. It's a big story. There's a lot of different angles to approach it. The Pirate's Daughter was only one angle, and so yeah, I think at some point it'll see the light of day. Just maybe not as soon as I would have liked, and perhaps in a different format. But I think that's okay. The other nice thing is it does, the great thing about, and what I've learned from the past is, you want to go into a project with as much passion as possible, but you also want to make sure that you're applying that passion and your resources in the wisest way possible. And so when if it's not there, if it's not the right time for it, then move on to the next thing. And so one of the things that we're, working on right now. Oop, got a little moth around my hair here. Hey, ooh, go away, please. Thank you. Where are bats? We need some bats. It's not bat season. We need some bats. Um, One of the things that this moth is going for my blends. You know what? I'm gonna use I'm gonna use the crochet to protect my blends from the moth. Although maybe it's going for the crochet actually. Anyway, but yeah, so we've got another project at the ready. Of course, it's one that I've mentioned in the past. Before the pandemic, we were working on a play. Same type of deal. That everything that we had created for the play was ready to go and packaged up. And so I'm excited because in the years between, Podastery has enjoyed some really great success. This last past year was an incredible year for us. And I've basically just been building up a war chest so that I could do the play without having to get investors involved. And I'm really excited because, as much as I would have really enjoyed doing The Pirate's Daughter, I'm also, excited that we'll be able to really pursue the play Midnight High, is what it's called, in its most real form, and not have to deal with investors. So that'll be exciting. So there'll be more about that next year. Of course, the downside of that is, with an audio drama, you can share that with the world. With a play, it's very regional specific, and so theoretically it'll be in Houston, but we've also talked if it makes more sense. We're doing the R&D right now, and if it makes more sense to do it in, like, say, in Austin or New Orleans, then we'll probably set it up there, and I'll have to work on it remotely from that standpoint. But anyway, I'm excited to move on to the next thing. So yeah. But I really do appreciate everybody who's willing to support the Pirate's Daughter, and here's hoping we'll be able to enjoy that in the future. I was thinking what I might do is I might actually release the script, as a Patreon exclusive, just as a thank you, and then also just to, I don't know, so that, you want people to see what you've created, right? And we've got an episode coming up where it'll be the perfect time to do that. Yeah, and so that's all I'll say about that for right now. But anyway, all right. Well, y'all. Yeah, no, we're definitely in an area that's warm enough for moths. And by the way, I'm literally wearing shorts right now outside. I know some of y'all can't enjoy that, but that is exactly the situation right now. All right, y'all. Well, hey, I think I am going to actually cut it off at this point. Again, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Thank y'all so much, those of you who've been sending stuff in. Really appreciate that. And yeah, Merry Christmas to y'all, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye, guys.